So down here watering as early as I can because we're going to get almost to 100. But I just wanted to show you, these are the panicle hydrangeas, and see how they start white and see how they're starting to flush into pink. Hopefully that's picking up. It's hard to see because the sun's already shining on my camera, but they're just beautiful. And then of course, like most hydrangeas, they will just go into burgundy in the fall. And then my blue one is already getting bleached out by the sun. But they're just so pretty and happy. I love them. They're like big old puffballs. They almost remind me of a snowball bush, except for they have more elongated blooms. I'm gonna take a look in here. Some of my cauliflower, I couldn't tell how big they were getting. This one I maybe should have picked it a little bit ago. I have had two really good ones that I've picked. But let's get this one off of here and then we'll throw the greens to the chickens. He's a little guy, but that's kind of normal for spring. My fall ones usually do better. Check out these blueberries. Aren't they gorgeous? They got so heavy they fell over. The neighbor's doing painting on their eaves, so I get to hear ladders rattling all day long. But I'm just trying to get this done early because it is going to be really warm today. And last night I made some blueberry lemon scones out of my blueberries from the bush that the berries were like really small, and I love that bush because I use those for baking. I'm not really a big fan of the big fat berries in my baking stuff. I prefer those just for fresh eating or to put in smoothies or things like that. So this morning I am down cutting snapdragons that have blown open further than I like them to be for my cut flowers, but I've never tried to dry this particular variety of snaps before. Now this is what they look like when they're still on their stalks, and my one thing that I don't really like about these is that they just all blow at the same time. There's no staggeredness in them. I mean, very little anyway. I don't know if I'll grow them again for cut flower bouquets, but gonna do a little experiment, and if they dry well, I will show you what they look like. If not, I guess I know this is one thing I won't grow again. But I have to say, they're very pretty, and I actually potentially could grow them more in the fall, do a later planting of these, and just use these for fall bouquets. That would be really pretty. Now this is my butterhead lettuce. I'm just going to come down and just pull it up. because it's getting really hot. So I'm going to plant new seeds for fall. But I'm just going to trim all the bottom off here, and then we'll just give that to the chickens. But aren't they so pretty though? I just love them. They almost look like a little floret of flowers. Now I have these two over here, but we're supposed to get into the high 90s, like close to 100. So I'm going to move the shade cloth I had over here for the ones that I just took out and put it over on the other ones. And I do have two little tiny ones in there. We'll see how they do, but I just did a makeshift as I did before, just to keep the really hot sun rays off of them and see if I can get maybe 3 or 4 more days out of these just to get them a little bit bigger size. So we'll check on those later. So this was this morning's haul for just drying some flowers. Not very many. I didn't want to be out there too long this morning. It's going to be super hot today. These zinnias, I have to tell you, the Lime series are probably my most favorite of all. Not just in fresh bouquets, but they dry absolutely gorgeous. And I am doing a dried flower video, so make sure you're subscribed for that. It should be coming out pretty soon. So do you love lilies but can't stand it when they stain? Whether it's staining the flower or your clothing, I have a tip for you. This right here is called an anther, and it is on the end of a filament. Now the anthers are what hold all of the pollen on the lily. And when they are blown open like this, you can see how they stain the inside of the petal. As they're just starting to open, you can see they're not quite full of pollen, but they're getting there. And right as the lily bloom is opening, they haven't fuzzed out into pollen yet. So what you do is take your fingers, gently get inside the lily and grab a hold of them all, and then pull them out. And see how these are not at all covered with pollen yet? That way, as this bloom continues to open, you'll get the beauty of the lily without the staining on the flower, on you, or in your house. And that's a trick that we've always used when I worked at a flower shop and now as a cut flower grower.